Hey traders, this is Dennis, aka Stock Operator. Let's look at the market performance for the week and build a watch list for the upcoming week. So SPY ended up closing very nice on a weekly. We bounced off around this 428, 430 mark and closed above all moving averages, as you can see, about 50, 10, and 20 EMA. So this is kind of a bullish setup, and we have a really nice volume for the week. Qs, very similar scenario. Pretty much we just had a deep buy. Um, Kind of reminds me of what we had right here back in March and May. Deeper retracements. Maybe we're gonna do another pullback and test this level, or maybe we just go back and test prior highs. So gotta look for the price action and see uh, what's coming for us next. I'm a little bit careful with the market right now because of the seasonality effect, September, and we end of the month right now, and stocks tend to sell. As you can see, again, we're doing this sell-off mid of the month. Every time, every month, we having this sell in the middle of the month, and then just continue to grind higher. So we'll see what kind of price action we'll get on Monday. Small caps in the middle of the range right now, above all moving averages. Equal ETF RSP, pretty much like S&P 500. So volatility dropped back below the 1740, 17 and a half. So we had a pretty nice spike, and then pretty much it died off. The whole entire week, this was a really tough week. Look at this, the volatility for the week. Um, Not easy week to trade for sure with this type of volatility. For sectors, XLY looks strong for potential breakout higher. XLK, um, here is financials having some strength. Some of them look weak, as you can see. XLRE actually closing very weak to the downside. Home builders a little bit bouncing here. Energy trying to break higher. So let's look at some other areas. China internet looking weak, kind of consolidating at the bottom. What else standing out here? Moon. Jets very strong, so we've seen a little bit of rally for airline stocks. Marijuana, MJ still grinding down. Let's look at ARCs. RKK below all moving averages. They look weak, as you can see. Blockchain, Bitcoin related stocks also have weakness. FFTY, this is IBD 50, strong stocks, high growth names, very strong. As you can see, a lot of push going on here. There are a lot of big names here. I wonder if it shows here now. It's not showing what kind of names there, but it's like Gdrx, the recent runners, pretty much a lot of recent runners there. All right, so let's look at the focus list and see what stocks have the most, we should have most attention for the upcoming week. So laser on my watch for the breakout over this consolidation and squeeze between the moving averages. We're still kind of downtrending, you have to understand. On weeklies and daily, we're still in a downtrend, but there's a little bit of change of character going on after these earnings. We had a deep down below on the spring candle. We're trying to close higher. So I am interested to participate on the long side once we start breaking over the 1780s. Catching the bottom here, really no interest for me because we can continue to go lower. So I want to see strength on this name. Ride, another interesting name, speculation. So I had on a watch right here, it kind of faded. had a breakout and faded. So we get a little bit of selling coming in here. So I want to see it settle down, maybe do, so we have in the cup right now, maybe do a handle a little bit, and eventually we'll continue to go higher. It's also a downtrending name, but we've seen a little bit of volume increase um, past days. So it's more of a speculative play, not a A+ watch list, but can get some nice price action. So POTR, it's a top priority. Very nice stage 2 breakout right here, and not only stage 2 breakout, you get a pullback a little bit deeper to moving averages. Now inside day, it's very interesting to see what kind of price action we'll get. So we'll see the contraction of the price, contraction of the price action, and maybe something a little longer in this type of a frame, maybe deep down a little lower to the moving averages, or for another deep buy opportunity. And we want to see how deep buyers really stepping in here and play for the breakout, play for the deep buy again, another pullback. This is my, I even gonna mark here, top priority watch stock to watch. Here's another one, Sophie, a very nice volume. Look at this amount of volume from the bottom. Then on this day, then we had a high consolidation and a breakout. So this breakout a little bit on an average volume. So I want to see more participation. So that's why we kind of stalled here. Nice consolidation. So how can we play? Probably we either kind of play for the continuation momentum play here with this stop around the 6. Let me see, actually the high here, the low is about 670. So I would give a wider stop, be honest with you. So it's about 10% stop. This is still recently a new fresh IPO, can be very volatile. So I would take a 10% stop on this one. So actually it's going to line up around this moving averages. Yeah, so the rule of thumb, so for the IPOs, the one that's still kind of in the stage of institutional due diligence, IPO, advanced phase, you want to take into consideration the high volatility. Sometimes the stock can, move higher like this, and and down in a pretty wild manner. So you have to take into consideration these big moves and give a wider stop. So around probably here, around this 15, 16, that's where I would put my stop. It's okay to get long here, maybe small position. We've stopped around this area and then added on a pullback retest when the moving average is going to come closer. So this is one of my top priority as well. I played this stock here many times, and unfortunately not in this name, but this is a very nice weekly breakout, candle over candle on a weekly chart. So a lot of attention there. All right, Gdrx, here's another strong name doing a pullback. So we want to see this name going back to 20s and kind of finds maybe even a little bit deeper here towards this moving average. So it's a high priority for me for the deep buy on Gdrx. So again, I'm gonna mark this blue. Very strong stage 2 breakout. So now we want to see pullback, constructive pullback. What does it mean? On a lower volume, now we kind of had a high volume a little bit. As you can see, this doji candle on the top, a lot of weeks upside. So that means there's a resistance there. Somebody is selling here. So we want to let it sell a little bit, right? So do not fight the trend and see the stock find support and get long like here, get long on a first sign of strength. Where do we see first sign of strength? From this candle? Why? Because it's candle over candle, and that's how you participate long. A little bit on the low volume, you could wait it for the next day, confirm that breakout, and this is exactly what we want to see here. Constructive pullback on maybe one big bar, smaller, and then bars get smaller, volatility contracts, and we'll play on the long side. Open, very strong, nice stage 1 formed here. Pullback after earnings, acting really well. So we're doing a breakout right now, higher. we played it right here, we played it right here for the breakout. So now I think this one comes into the moving average. I would be a little bit cautious and wait for some sort of a rejections, or maybe penetration coming to this 2270 and come back down a little bit. It's extended from the moving average because you gotta risk it around the 17 anyway. So the risk reward is not there yet, but it's on high alert because it has a lot of strength. DLO is one of those high flying recent IPO, provides very nice volume right here on a deep buy, actually on a push higher over this area. So deep buyer showing the strength and building this stage. I don't know what to call this. This is, I think, still an advanced IPO stage. And we're looking forward actually for continuation. So the risk here, two cases, is below this wide range bar and moving averages, or even deeper around this 59.50. Unity software acting well too. So every single tiny deep buy getting bought back. So now we cannot type this name because it's extended. Playing only for 1-2 days, really, it's not a smart idea. You gotta wait for the pullback to moving averages, maybe a little bit deeper pullback. AFRM very strong, also need a pullback and a little bit of chill out. APPS coming to this resistance, again, a lot of strength, a lot of volume. The breakout here we already played. What is our plan? Let's see the reject here and come back to this area. So for the pullback, hood actually acting not bad, a little bit of resistance. As you can see, a lot of volume we had right now around this 43 and something. I want to see actually pullback, maybe towards this 42, 43. Let's see, what is that? 42, 43. Yep, back to this point of control, maybe even deeper 40s, and build up this stage for us, right? A nice volume on a breakout, lower volume selling coming in here. So want to see the reaction around this moving averages and the recent breakout area. So somewhere around this area, maybe right here around this 40, what is this, 42 and a half ish. So as you can see, there's a lot of volume done around this 42 and a half. LCID, very nice, actually looking sharp, pullback, double bottom right now, bouncing to the point of control from the prior month. As you can see, a lot of point of control from this area. So the plan is here to see it settles down, and the risk here, this is also one of those high flyer names. It has to be about this 10-12%, so around this moving averages. So it's kind of filled a little bit of gap here and bouncing, building high and low, as you can see. So I want to play smart for a bigger target and with the wider stops. So again, if this is stage one, we had a nice spring candle and now we're having sign of strength, right? So now we want to see the pullback and build what? Last point of support. So last point of support can be built for like weeks. And we want to see that constructive on the lower volume, maybe touch towards this 23, 26. So I'm planning to build a small position. So depends how we're going to react. But I do like the fact that we're actually holding this level right now, the pivot point right here, and kind of recent gap. So this come two levels right here. So maybe build a position around this between point of control around 23 to 25, small position, and see if it starts curling up. Altair is also very nice setup here, maybe cooking for us. I see a lot of shorts coming in here around this area, but I wouldn't be surprised seeing Altair contracting a little bit, slowing down a little bit, and eventually, as you can see, eventually start to squeeze higher, build a wider wedge here. Again, I will participate in this again, but look at this, how wide it moves. So take into consideration this day is, what is this? 21% day. So this move from the high to the low, it's a 34% move. So it's a pretty big move. Um, Again, I would be risking. You gotta you gotta take a wide stop here. If you take this pivot point as your stop, and so it's about 30% stop. That's a lot. So gotta let it settle down a little bit. Um, so 20, even if you risk about this 20 MA, and thinking about this is maybe a pivot point right here is building, which is possibly, as you can see right here, it's a double bottom. So you gotta give a stop of around 17-20%, which is also a lot. We'll see. We'll see. You gotta find a better entry here. Me, very nice looking chart. I want to see more volume on a breakout. It goes on my priority list. I do like this attempt to go higher. We have room to run towards this 1070 initial IPO low and then even higher. So nice curl, moving averages, nice volume actually increased right here, some attention, and we had a decent volume. Now we want to confirm high volume on a breakout, and we having a stage 1 breakout. The stop here got to be below the moving average. That's very strong, so I saw some negative stuff going on, but they only have 3 employees or something like that, and not making any money. So it's a high speculative IPO. You have to be aware of that. I traded that on this day, and I lost money because I made money and then lost money because of a lot of speculation going on. I don't remember the float on this name, but it was acting like a low float, garbage name. So a lot of fake breakouts, shakedowns, and I know many people can put on a big of a position here, like 5,000 shares, you know, and but this name can move a lot, right? And it can stop you out, squeeze you pretty quick, shake you out. So you have to take into consideration the risk here. Risk has to be below this breakdown area. So I'm just watching this name at this point. Gdrx also on a watch for breakout higher. Again, the movement already started. The risk reward is not there for the swing setup. Uber continues to go higher. We talk about this Uber breakout. We took it. Stop is right there, 42. Very nice looking chart. Still continues to behave well. A little bit of weird price action right here on this day, but closing back on a high. I wouldn't be surprised seeing Uber actually continues just grinding higher. QS, very strong stock too. Rejected. Very nice. We want to see the pullback, right? We're looking for the pullbacks in this case scenario right now. 1-2 days, push, pullback, nice reject, but let's see if it actually can pull back even lower, maybe towards this 25s or something. AMD setting up a little bit for the breakout, a little tough stock. So as you can see, it hit this level, penny to the penny. It's around 107, so we're finding some rejection, but a nice weekly candle engulfing on the volume. So I want to see breakout over 107 on this name to participate on the long side. As you can see, that's where we get rejection around this 106.90s. Square on the pullback, we'll see. It's kind of acting weak a little bit. Netflix, I do like this. Deep buy opportunity we had. I'll watch again what Netflix is going to do for us right in front of the earnings. The idea is here, buy in front of the earnings because they tend to run. As you can see here, we had a nice run in front of the earnings. This name already ran into the earnings, right? You also have to take this into consideration. The run is already happened. So maybe now distribution would make more sense, right? And they're gonna build up some support and wait for this earnings to come out. TTD very strong setup here, holding the moving averages. This goes on my top list. I played it and got out of this because of micromanaging. So, but I'm putting back on the list. Very nice weekly closure after the earnings. So probably repositioning for the next earnings that coming out. I don't know when. When is it coming out? On 11th. What? 11/4. All right, November. So we want to see what it's going to do, but it's acting well. Weekly is acting well, daily acting well, and it's a very nice defined risk. We can put it around this below the prior day low. So 73 is below all moving averages, and see what kind of price action we'll get it. Twitter strong. We play Twitter on a breakout here. Now we want to see reject and pull back and contract this price action. CRM strong. Just watching at this point. It's just the beginning of this weekly breakout. Very strong push. Runaway gap here over this pivot point. If you're not playing this already here on this day and a breakout here, I mean, you missed the move. Now it break in the weekly. I'm not chasing this. This is not my playbook entry to chase like on a third day on a big weekly breakout. Only for the day trading, maybe this makes sense, but for the swing trade, you have to wait to pull back because it's so extended. Let's see the extension here. So from this, I mean, it's not such a huge one. It's only 8-9%, but that's a lot of a risk on a stock like this. You have to have a risk about 3%. So risking probably right here, but there is no support, defined support here. I cannot risk like this until the stock pulls back and builds some defined support and moving averages come closer. Mara, actually, I'm gonna get rid of this stock. AMAT looking nice, setting up for the wedge. I am honestly looking for the breakout because it got rejected so many times. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now. The 6th time coming into this area. Maybe 6 times is a charm. We'll see. OSTK, we'll look at this breakout. Now we want to see pullback again. You're missing the breakout, you late. You have to be entering right on the pivot point breakout. Need this trend. Now it's just unfortunately too late. Maybe one more day of pullback. This is an accumulation model when the stock gaps down lower and then eventually goes higher. So we want to see another gap down lower and go higher. So the distribution model, it's when the stock is actually having gaps, runs away. As you can see, gap higher, and then gives you some signs of distribution. All right, so DNMR looks interesting. It's interesting on a weekly. We had a fake breakdown lower, dodgy candle, then another test with this week. A nice volume started to come here, curling up. I want to see more consolidation here on this ticker. Building stage 1, maybe weekly breakout would make sense to play for the weekly breakout. I just don't like a little bit of weakness right here, but we had a lower volume sale. We'll see. Zim, another pullback towards this moving averages on lower volume. Watch another pullback. The problem here on Zim is this. This is dodgy on a high. This is a second dodgy on a high. Will be a little bit of concern. Maybe the pullback needs to be a little bit deeper. This is the sign of distribution. APP very strong. This one looking for the breakout. Nice volume increase. I cannot believe this. We played it here. I played it here. Let me see actually. And I get out of this stock. Let's see. I get out of this stock because of the market condition, took some money off, made some money, but again, this is all like dust in the face. The playbook setup was amazing. Going long of this, the bottom confirming the first sign of strength. Always saying that. What was the day? This was the 21st. This is the day we went long. The first sign of strength. What? Moving average bounce 50. As you can see, volume. Well, there's no increase in volume, but there's decrease in volume on a pullback. The price moving above the moving average. 73 is my long right here, above 10 MA. That's where we went long. Stop was right there. Just now, supposed to hit the target. So, but because it had the next day I got out because the market was acting on this day acting crazy with huge volatility, and that's all noise. That's all noise, and pretty much I kind of get shaken out of all my positions as an amateur, and unfortunately I'm not in this play, but it's looking really nice for the breakout, so I'll pay attention. All right, so docs setting is kind of quiet right now. Pullback, maybe more deeper pullback would be nice. OGN looks nice, increase in volume a little bit here. The deep buyers definitely stepping in around this 33 to 32 area, so I would watch this for the breakout candle over candle on the weekly and run back to 35s. Snow, this one I do like this above all moving averages. Engulfing price action, deep buy opportunity, and very nice defined risk of 33s right now. A very nice risk to reward on this name. Even the fact this is a fresh APO, you gotta give it a 10%, but this is a pivot point high and low above the moving averages. You can actually give it a little bit wider. So around here, and which is only 3.7%. And the reward, I would say it's about 6%. So it's at least 2 to 1 risk to reward. It's worth playing. Snowflake, watching for this consolidation. Maybe this builds cup and big of a handle, as you can see. We will see MP very strong day. A nice volume closing above this area. I would watch for the breakout higher. Again, not the best and perfect setup here. There is something is going on in this name. I think I tried to play this. There's multiple bottoms, 1, 2, 3, 4 bottoms right now. Somebody having support here, building support. So again, how can you play this? We had a wide range bar. I really want to see this name have a breakout higher. The stop has to be, fortunately, right there. So it's gonna be around the 10%. So here's the 10% rule, exactly right here. But keep in mind, this is your potential first kind of a resistance. It's about 5%. It's not a lot. If the stock really goes back towards this area, it makes more sense, but still putting you around this high here, 40 bucks. It's almost 2R. It's almost 2R. If you mitigate your stop based on the hourly here, maybe the stop will go right here, 32s, which is right here. It's only 6.5%, let's say 7%. So this is your about 14% target. But makes sense. It makes sense to play this MP 2 to 1 at least. Dell, interesting. Stage 2 continuation, possibly building. Look at the volume coming in after earnings. So watching this for the breakout or another pullback, high, low. It's one of those kind of lower movers, lower volatility stocks, right? But look at this day here, and this day, it's crazy. It's a pretty big range here. The 6% mover actually recently having high volatility. So 6%, as you can see, you gotta give a stop right now. Even on this day name, you gotta give a 7% stop if you want to play the breakout. Otherwise, you're gonna get shakedown on days like this. All right, so and lastly, Oracle setting up for nicely, very similar to Dell. I would watch this. Very nice engulfing price action here after earnings. So I wouldn't take this day. I think this was quadruple witching. I don't remember what was this volume, but it looks really interesting for the breakout higher. Again, gotta give it a wider stop. Your pivot point is stop should be right there, or below the moving averages in the middle of the range. All right, that's kind of the watch list. The best stop, it's gonna be again PLTR, Sophie, me, those breakouts, and TTD, possible breakout continuation, OGN, possible breakout continuation, and Gdrx on a pullback. Those are my top setups. A little bit on speculative side, it's a laser and ride, and some crazy price action you can see from where is this? Watch out for these dots. Might create some crazy volatility and start running like bananas. All right, guys, this is my video for the week. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you on social media on Twitter or Discord. Take care, guys.